Sama gazed out of the car window as they approached their new home, a sense of unease settling in. It was a modest house, situated near a dam that seemed to whisper secrets in the wind. For Sama and his family, this move marked the beginning of a chapter filled with unknown terrors. They had left the hustle and bustle of the city, trading it for the unsettling quiet of the countryside. His parents were excited about the change, though a hint of anxiety lingered in their eyes. They spoke of tranquil mornings and serene nights, unaware of the lurking dread. Sama, though initially hesitant, felt a growing sense of dread. The view of the dam was haunting, promising not adventures but nightmares. As they unloaded their belongings, an ominous sense of anticipation filled the air. The neighbours greeted them warmly, but there was something unsettling about their smiles. Sama's room overlooked the dam, and he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Little did Sama know, this new beginning held horrors that would test his courage and resolve. The dam, with its still waters, masked the dark secrets that lay beneath, waiting to be uncovered. The first few weeks in their new home were idyllic. Sama spent his days exploring the fields and forests around the dam. His evenings were filled with the melodies of crickets and the gentle rustling of leaves. It felt like a paradise, far removed from the noise of the city. The dam itself was a marvel. Sama often sat by its edge, watching the water shimmer under the sun. He would throw pebbles into the water, creating ripples that danced across the surface. It was a place of peace, where he could lose himself in thought. His parents were thrilled with their decision. They enjoyed the slower pace of life and the closeness to nature. They often had picnics by the dam, their laughter echoing across the water. Everything seemed perfect. But as the days passed, subtle changes began to occur. The tranquility of the dam started to feel eerie. Samer couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. The peaceful setting began to harbour an undercurrent of unease. One night, Samer was jolted awake by an unfamiliar sound. It was a faint, ghostly wail that seemed to emanate from the dam. He sat up in bed, heart pounding, straining to hear more. The sound was unlike anything he had heard before, chilling him to the bone. The next morning he mentioned it to his parents, but they dismissed it as the wind. Samer wasn't convinced. He decided to keep an ear out for the strange noise. Each night the wailing grew louder, more distinct, as if calling out to him specifically. He tried to investigate during the day, but the dam remained silent. It was only under the cover of darkness that the sounds emerged. Samer's curiosity was piqued, but so was his fear. He couldn't understand what was causing these eerie noises. Despite his fear, Samer felt drawn to the dam. He knew he had to uncover the source of the sounds. Little did he know this would be the beginning of a series of terrifying encounters. Determined to solve the mystery, Samer ventured to the dam one evening. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the water. As he approached, the air grew colder, and a sense of dread washed over him. He hesitated, but his curiosity pushed him forward. As he neared the edge, he saw something move in the water. A ghostly figure rose slowly, its form shimmering in the fading light. Samer froze, unable to believe his eyes. The figure turned to him, and he felt a wave of cold wash over him. The apparition's face was pale and sorrowful. Its eyes seemed to bore into his soul. Samer wanted to run, but his legs wouldn't move. He stood there, paralyzed by fear and fascination. The ghostly figure began to speak, its voice a whisper carried by the wind. Samer couldn't understand the words, but the sorrow in the apparition's eyes spoke volumes. Suddenly it vanished, leaving Samer alone with his thoughts. He raced back home, his mind reeling from the encounter. He knew he had to find out more about the dam's history. The next day, Samer headed to the local library. He scoured through old newspapers and historical records, hoping to find something about the dam. After hours of searching, he stumbled upon an article from decades ago. It spoke of a tragic accident that had occurred at the dam. A young girl had drowned, and her body was never recovered. The townsfolk believed her spirit haunted the dam, seeking closure. Samer's heart pounded as he read the details. The description of the girl matched the apparition he had seen. Her name was Emily. Determined to help, Samer delved deeper into Emily's story. He learned that she had been a kind and cheerful girl, loved by all. Her death had cast a shadow over the community, and many believed her spirit lingered, unable to rest. Samer felt a connection to Emily. He vowed to help her find peace, but little did he know, his quest would put him in grave danger. The more he uncovered, the more intense the ghostly occurrences became. The ghostly occurrences at home grew more frequent. Objects moved on their own, and strange noises echoed through the house. Sama's parents were oblivious, but he knew it was Emily trying to communicate. His resolve to help her only strengthened. One night, while doing his homework, Sama felt a cold breeze brush past him. The lights flickered, and he saw Emily's reflection in the window. She seemed to be pointing towards the dam. He understood that she wanted him to return. The fear was overwhelming, but so was his determination. Samer's sleep was plagued by nightmares. He saw visions of Emily, trapped and alone. Each night the dreams became more vivid, urging him to act. He knew he had to go back to the dam, despite the risks. Emily needed him, and he couldn't abandon her. With each passing day, the house became more unsettling. Samer's parents noticed his agitation, but he couldn't explain. He had to face the spirit alone. The time had come for him to return to the dam and confront the supernatural forces at play. Sama confided in his best friend, Aidan, about the ghostly encounters. Aidan, though skeptical, agreed to accompany him to the dam. They planned to go after school, hoping to uncover more clues and possibly help Emily find peace. That evening they set out together. The sun was setting, casting an eerie glow over the water. As they approached the dam, the air grew colder, and an uneasy silence surrounded them. They walked along the edge, searching for any signs of Emily's presence. Suddenly, Aidan screamed and vanished into the water. Sama's heart raced as he frantically searched for his friend. He saw ripples where Aidan had been, but there was no sign of him. Fear gripped him, but he couldn't leave without Aidan. Samer called out for help, but there was no response. He felt a cold hand on his shoulder and turned to see Emily's ghostly figure. She whispered to him, her voice filled with sorrow. Samer realized that Aidan was in grave danger, and he had to act quickly. Section 8. The Eerie Visit. Sama raced home, his mind in turmoil. He had to tell his parents about Aidan's disappearance. His mother listened, her face pale with worry. His father, though skeptical, agreed to go to the dam with him. They had to find Aidan before it was too late. As they approached the dam, the atmosphere grew tense. Sama felt Emily's presence, but she remained hidden. They searched the area thoroughly, but there was no sign of Aidan. Desperation set in as the night grew darker. Suddenly they heard a faint cry for help. It was Aidan's voice, echoing through the night. They followed the sound, hearts pounding. Finally, they found him, clinging to a rock by the water's edge. He was cold and frightened, but alive. Aidan recounted his ordeal, describing how he had been pulled underwater by an unseen force. He had felt Emily's presence, guiding him to safety. Sama's parents were shaken, but they couldn't deny the supernatural occurrences any longer. They decided it was time to leave the house. The family's decision to leave was made swiftly. The house, once a haven, had become a place of fear and uncertainty. Sama's parents packed their belongings, determined to start anew elsewhere. They couldn't risk further harm coming to their son or themselves. Sama felt a mixture of relief and sadness. He didn't want to leave without helping Emily, but he understood his parents' concerns. The strange occurrences had taken a toll on all of them. It was time to put an end to the nightmare. As they packed, they heard the familiar ghostly wail one last time. It was a sorrowful sound echoing through the house. Sama knew it was Emily bidding them farewell. He hoped she would find peace, even if he couldn't be there to help her. The move was quick, and soon they were on their way to a new destination. Sama looked back at the dam one last time, feeling a pang of guilt. He had tried his best, but some mysteries were beyond his control. The haunting would remain an unsolved chapter in his life. As they left, Sama noticed something strange. On the wall of his room, written in what looked like water, were the words, "Thank you, Sama." The chilling note sent shivers down his spine. It was Emily's message, a final goodbye and a token of gratitude. He showed it to his parents, who were equally startled. The note confirmed the supernatural events they had experienced. It was a reminder of the bond Sama had formed with the spirit and the impact he had made. The note left the family with mixed emotions. They were relieved to leave, but also felt a sense of unfinished business. Sama's encounter with Emily had changed him, instilling a sense of bravery and empathy. He would carry the memory with him always. As they drove away, Sama couldn't help but wonder about Emily's fate. He hoped she had found the peace she sought. The experience had been terrifying, but it had also been a journey of growth and understanding. Before they left for good, an elderly neighbour approached them. She was a kind woman with a weathered face, her eyes filled with wisdom. She had lived near the dam for decades and had seen many families come and go. She had a warning for them. "The dam holds many secrets," she said, her voice trembling. "Emily's spirit is just one of them. There are other stories, other tragedies that have left their mark. Be careful where you go and what you uncover. Some mysteries are best left undisturbed." Her words left a lasting impression on Samar and his family. They realized the depth of the supernatural forces at play. The dam was a place of beauty, but also of sorrow. It was a place that demanded respect and caution. As they drove away, the neighbour's warning echoed in Samar's mind. He knew he had narrowly escaped a greater danger. The haunting mystery of the dam would remain with him, a reminder of the thin veil between the natural and the supernatural. The experience had changed Samar. He had faced his fears and come out stronger. The dam's secrets were still buried, but he had learned a valuable lesson. Some mysteries are best left unsolved.